and we have some really exciting updates coming for you today. So you should be able to see my screen, and you should see a big purple slide that says April new features. If at any time you can't hear me, you can't see the screen, just let me know by popping something in the chat. You're also going to see that there is a Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. I am joined today by two of my wonderful colleagues, Mayan and Eliza. They are going to be helping me out with the Q&A because there is so many of you guys. So all I ask is that if you do have any questions at any point, just pop those in the Q&A and we will get to them as soon as we can. Great, that's South Carolina, Ohio, Boston. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. So let's go ahead and jump in because we have got a lot to get through today. So this is the April New Features webinar, and just to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be looking at today. So we are going to be talking about the Communa Hub, which is one of our biggest new features. We're going to talk about some changes to the automations, charts, columns and views, files, importing, and lastly, some changes to the admin. So lots of important stuff, some housekeeping. We did just go through this, but please put all of your questions in the Q&A so we don't lose any of them. And there are an amazing amount of you guys with us today, so I want to make sure we don't miss anything. Also, audio will be through the computer speakers. And again, if you can't hear me or you can't see the screen at any point, just let us know in the chat. All right, let's go ahead. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to start with a highly requested feature, and this is the ability to import Excel data into your existing boards. This is something that we already allowed for, but we've made a couple of tweaks to make this experience better and easier. Now you can import into an existing board in 4 easy steps. So here you can see my CRM board. And you can see that both myself and Mayan are missing some information here. So what I want to do is I want to import an updated version of the board that includes the contact details for myself and for Mayan. So to do that, what we can do is just select import. And now I'm going to go ahead and select my CSV from my desktop and just give that a second. So that's step 1. Step 2 is that we're now going to map our data. So we can select any of these columns that's going to appear as the first column in our board. For me, I want to match it on name because that is what I'm recording here. I'm recording my contacts' names. And now what I need to do is select my columns in Excel and link them up to my columns in Monday. And I am going to exclude the first row of my spreadsheet here because for me, that's how I have mine set up, but it's totally up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and link up these 2 sets of columns. So let's just go and pick each of those. And now the next step is where it gets interesting. You'll see that we have 3 different options here where we can select how Monday should handle duplicates. What we can do is we can create new items. So that means that any duplicates that are on the board, anything that's both in the Excel file and in the contacts board will just get added on there twice. What we can do is we can skip items. That's our second option here. And that's great if we wanted to add a load of new contacts to our board, then we could do that with here. And what it would do is skip any items that are already on our board and just add the new contacts. But because I want to update people that are already in my contacts, I want to overwrite my existing items. So what I need to do is just select how I want it to match. And in this case, I want it to match but via the name. So if it finds 2 things with the same name, it can go ahead and overwrite them. And let's start our import. And you can go ahead and close this window, but I'm only updating a very small amount of data, so it should not take too long. And there we go. Now you can see that both myself and Mayan have our information, our phone numbers, and everything ready to go. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and you'll see here is one I made earlier. A shout out for any of my Brits in the audience. This is the exact same board, but now I've gone ahead and I've added the Communa Hub app. If you don't know what the Communa Hub app is, this is a great way if you're using Monday to interact with your clients or your customers. This update is definitely one for you because it centralizes all of your communication so that you and your team can easily manage hundreds of customer relations in one place. And so you can keep on top of your email conversations and easily manage your upcoming and your past events. And I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to happen. So if you don't know how to add the CommuniHub app, you can simply go to the apps marketplace and search for it. It's bright pink, so you can't miss it. I've already gone ahead and installed this, but all you need to do is click Use App, and you'll be able to install it into the board. If you're using our CRM boards, which if you're wondering are the boards that I'm using here, so if you do want to use these at a later date, you can find them in the template center. They're just the CRM boards. Then it will come pre-installed, but we can also add it manually as well. So let's say that I want to speak with Mayan. Let's go ahead and open up a conversation, and you can see that we have our CommuniHub app now directly inside the update section. And I want to go ahead and I want to send him an email. So I can just select new email. You'll see that I have already integrated my account with 2 different emails. So it already pulls those through for us, and I can select which of the 2 emails I want to use. If you haven't integrated your email yet, you can go ahead and click down here with connect and integrate your email. But I've already done it, and it's pulled through Mayan's email from the board, so I don't need to type that in either. What we have below here is a fully functional text editor that we can use to send emails. So I can create a subject line, and I can add in a body text. I can even go ahead and upload files directly from here and send emails to him. So let's quickly just send him an email. And now not only will I see this in here, I'll also be able to see it in the sent folder of my email address as well. One of the best features about the CommuniHub app is also the ability to see read receipts. This is something that people have been asking us for a really long time, so we're really excited to be able to bring this to you. So you can see that there's a little eye icon here, and it says not opened yet. When Mayan goes ahead and opens that, that's going to change to 1, and it's even going to tell us how many times he opened that email. And I see that someone in the chat is just one step ahead of me, because the next thing that we're going to look at is you can actually send templated emails as well. So if we want to go ahead and send him another email and just select my email again, you'll see that we have a magic wand template down here. And I've already gone ahead and set up a template here, and mine is a call request. So I can use this, and automatically it will fill out my email for me. You can create as many of these as you want, and these are great because now your teams can create and select from a number of email templates and making sure that everyone on your team is aligned with their communication. So I'm not going to go and send Mayan another email because he doesn't need another one from me, but what I am going to do is we're going to jump into the settings for a second, which you can see over here with the cog icon. We have lots and lots of settings here. You can really customize this to how you want to use it. The first thing we're going to look at here is this first tab. What you see here is an email address, and this email address can be used inside of your email program, so Outlook or Gmail. You can copy this email address and put it into BCC. What it will do is make sure that anyone that you're emailing, those emails will automatically be pulled in to the board and added to the relevant contact. And the next question, what if it's a contact that isn't in your board? Well, you can just select this button down here and it will create a new contact if it does not find that email address in the board already. So another thing that we can do, and I'm sure if you know Monday, you know that we love automations. We love trying to take a little bit of that extra time out of your day for you. And this is no different. You can also create automations within the CommuniHub as well. So one thing that we can do that I particularly like is that we can start time tracking. So as soon as we get an email back in from our client, we can start time tracking, see how long it's taken from our email arriving to sending a reply back. And to do that, we can just click, and like you would with any other automation on the board, we can just set that up. And so whenever an email arrives, we'll automatically start time tracking, and we can add that to our board. So we've taken a look at how to BCC ourselves in and how to set up automations. But let's also take a look at email signatures, which again, I know is a really highly requested feature. You can now create email signatures directly within the platform and have them automatically added to all of your emails. You can just click within here, create your email signature. It can be text. You can also paste an image in here. and you can select when that signature should be shown. I know that some people are asking in the chat about the powered by Monday. It is possible to take that off, but it is part of the enterprise level. So it is possible to remove that because I've seen that question's coming up a couple of times in the chat. And let's go ahead and let's jump out of the settings, and we're going to look at another part of the CommuniHub app. So not only can you use the CommuniHub app to email with your clients, keep in touch with your clients, keep all of your conversations in one place, you can also use it to schedule events and event reminders. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it. You can just select new event, and we are going to create let's have a phone call. And we're going to set our phone call to be on Friday. And I'm going to just call it quick catch-up call with Mayan. And you can select a phone call, a meeting, a task, or another type. And you can schedule these directly from the app. So let's add this. And you'll see that this is now added below to our timeline. And what happens is that it's going to split up all of our communication into the previous communication and the upcoming communication. So you can see that we had a meeting 2 days ago, and 4 minutes ago I sent him an email, and now we have an upcoming phone call. This is really great because it allows you to keep track of everything that is going on with your client back and forth. And not only that, when you create your first event, it's going to automatically create another board called the activity board. Now, because I've already got an event, my board is already created, but this will happen when you create your first event. Now, your team can use this board to filter and track all of their upcoming events, create reminders and report on their activity. You can easily see what is coming up, what is in the past, and it keeps everything nice and concise and in one place. And as you continue to work with your clients, you're probably going to want to make notes and track your evolving relationships. So another thing that you can do is create notes. And these are internal notes for the rest of your team. They won't be sent to your client, and they're just going to be within the team. So you can quickly add a note, write in whatever you want to say, and then save it. And let's go ahead and make a note saying, reschedule call for next week. I can even tag my different team members here if I wanted to, so that they can pick up the slack and carry on straight where I left off. And again, it gets added to our timeline so that we can see everything in the exact order that it happened. We can even go ahead and change the dates. We can go and edit our meetings. So we can reschedule this now for next week and save, all within one board without needing to leave the item view or even switch between boards. So this is a really great way if you're looking to use Monday for your CRM. Definitely try this out. It's available at the minute to all of our subscription levels. So definitely check it out, and it's free. So definitely give it a go. So now that we've spoken about CommuniHub, let's have a look at some of the other changes we've made to the platform. One area that we've really focused on this month is improving the way that you manage your files. It's now quicker, easier, and simpler to upload and manage your files in monday.com. So let's go ahead and we're going to jump into a different board. This is my design requests board. So in this use case, this is an agency, maybe a social media agency that is working for lots of different clients, and this is how we're managing our design requests. Design is a fantastic example of where file management is essential. So you can see we have a number of requests coming in, and one thing we have is a summer campaign for Chanel. So what I can do is I can go ahead and I can actually, what you used to have to do was upload from your desktop. We've now changed that to make it much easier, and we can simply drag and drop from our desktop into the files column, which is what I'm going to do with my reference image. It's also worth saying that one of the other changes we've made now is that you can copy and paste directly from the web and paste it straight into the files column. So that's great if you're working with a lot of images online, just copy and paste straight into the file column. But I'm going to go ahead and drag from my desktop. And you'll see that we've made some changes here now in the way that you preview the files when they're being uploaded. this is our new uploader, and you can either have it minimized as I have now, or you can expand it. We can now see the preview of the image as it's being uploaded. And it's great for when you're looking to upload lots of files at once. And a good example of this is we can see that there's a request here for Earth Day icons, and let's go ahead and let's fulfill that request. You can even now upload things by uploading a whole folder. Just drag and drop the folder from your desktop, and you'll see that here. I'm going to drop my folder with all of my icons, and now you can see each of my icons uploading individually. I can see the progress of them, and I can minimize them when I don't need to see them anymore. And we know that this has been really highly requested for lots of our users who are using it for managing lots of files. And as well as changing the way that we upload the files, we've also been working on how the files are previewed in the platform. So one of my completed requests down here is an Instagram post, and I uploaded this file here. It's a disco ball, and you can see that now we've made some changes to the preview here. You can delete, download, or print the file directly from the preview. Again, just trying to make this easier and quicker for all of our users. And we are focusing on file management going forward. Definitely stay tuned, because we're going to have more updates and more features rolling out for file management in the next few months. So do stay tuned. Okay, now let's jump in and talk about charts and some updates that we have made to charts. So we're going to go and jump into another board that I've made here, and this is my low-level project board. So this is one project that I am planning. This is a website development. So you can see that I have 3 groups. I have my design, my build, and my review, and have each of the tasks that go into my final build there. And what I want to do is, if you haven't used the board views, you don't know about the charts, it's a way of viewing your board information that goes way beyond the table view. One of the most popular views is the chart view, and it lets us create all different types of charts to get a really visual picture of the data on our board. So this is a chart that I've made here. And what this is doing is it's summing up the hours that are allocated to each of the different stages. So it's taking this information here. You can see that my build is going to take 15 hours. My design is going to take 3.5, and my review is going to take 5 hours. And you can see that here. Now, previously, this would have been the only thing that we could see here, but we've now added the ability to see different functions within the chart. So you can see that I can change between sum, average, median, minimum, and maximum. And this really helps to get more insights from your charts. You can dig in deeper and find out a lot more information. This feature is now supported across all of the chart types and even in the dashboard widget too. So definitely check that out. Another small but powerful update that we've made to the charts is back over in our design requests. So what you might have noticed before is that, like I said, each of these items here are different requests for different designs, and each of them is for a different client. You can see over here, we've used our connector boards column to connect them to the relevant client and the relevant campaign. So for example, this Instagram post is for the Nike summer campaign, the Earth Day icons are for a blog post for CNN, and so on. But what I want to know is what percentage of my designs are for which client? Who am I spending more time on, and therefore more money? So if I go over to my chart, you'll see here that I can see each of the different campaigns that each of these designs are related to. Previously, it wasn't possible to use the connector board item in charts, but now you are absolutely able to. So it makes it easier for me to get an overview and keep on top of where my resources are being used, all within the board without needing to create a dashboard or flip between different boards. And that's just a very small but powerful change that we've made recently to the charts. And one last chart update for you, and that is in the dashboards. Again, if you don't know what dashboards are, they're a way of pulling together different boards into one central place where you can analyze the data and do lots of different things with them. So let me take you over to my project dashboard here. And you don't need to worry too much about it, but what you can see at the top is that I have 2 different charts here. One is for my project managers, This is where I can see how many projects each of my project managers is currently managing. And on the other side, you can see the status. So I can see how many of my projects are done, how many are working on it, how many are in the pipeline, they haven't been started yet, and how many are stuck. Some of you may be familiar with the drill down feature, and that's where you can double click into any of these and see the information specific to that one status. So in this case, just the information that is specific to the done status. But this was previously only available for the status. We've now expanded this to make drill down also available for the people column. So now I can select just myself and see all of the relevant details that I'm assigned to across all of my boards. We've done this to try and make the boards feel more intuitive and to correct something that a lot of our users were bringing up. So this is a small but powerful change. And we've made a couple of other changes to our columns and our views. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. So if I go over to this board, and this is my big overall planning board. This is every project that I have running in 2021. So you can see I have Q1, I have Q2. You can see how long each of these projects are going to take, the owner, the customer, and the budget. What I want to do is make sure that only my project managers are able to see the budget. Previously, what we would have to do is add our column permissions and restrict the column view, and then type in each person by name, but not anymore. Now I can just assign my whole project management team in a click, and this is going to make sure that only the people inside my project management team are going to be able to see those column permissions. And this is for every column now. You can assign teams on any column where you can create column permissions. And let's take one last look at something that a lot of our people like. This is a different board view, and this is the Kanban view. If you don't know the Kanban view, this is a really nice visual way to look at the statuses of different projects and see them as they go through stages of the workflow. And what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've improved this so that you can edit more of your data directly from the Kanban view. This is something that I know people have been asking for a while, so I'm really happy that we could bring this to you guys. You can now edit the status column, so we can change things to working on it, change it back to done directly from the Kanban, and you can adjust the date as well. You can click in just like you would on the board view and change the dates as well. Previously, you would have had to have gone back to the table view, but now you can manage this all within your Kanban. We also have the ability now to preview and open files directly from the Kanban view. So stay tuned as well. We're adding lots more features for our board views as well. So stay tuned for future updates. Now we only have a couple more features to go through, and then I can see that there are lots and lots and lots of questions coming through. So we will, of course, head over to the Q&A as well. But the last section that we're going to look at is changes to the profile and the admin. And the first thing that we're going to look at is something that a lot of people have been asking us for, and that's the notifications. Now, we know that customizing your notifications is a really important part of optimizing your experience of the platform. So we've given our notification settings a facelift. It's now easier to customize your notifications to your exact needs, and each type of notification is now broken down into different tabs. So you can customize your email notifications. If you're using Slack, you can customize them here, and also your notifications within Monday, allowing you to have a much more customized experience and making sure that you're not getting too many notifications of things that you don't need. All right, and now we have two more features, and these are enterprise specific. The first one is user management. So we can now head over to user management, and we can see when all of our users were last active. We can even filter to see who has not had any activity and who has been active recently. This is really great if you're needing to manage the number of people on your account. You can make sure that you're keeping your most active members still on the account, but then disabling those who no longer use it. And one last one, this refers to security. This is the ability to decide which guests can be invited to the account based on their domains. This is giving you much more control over who has access to your account. It's great for account security. Also, thank you, Nat, for loving the Harry Potter references. Just saw that comment in the chat. So if I open this, you can see that I have 3 options here. I can approve any domain. This means that there will be no restriction. Guests can be invited from any domain whatsoever. The other option is that I can approve specific domains. So if I click into here, I can write each domain and separate it with the spacebar, or I can restrict certain domains. So I can write the domains that I don't want to be able to be guests, and I can customize this to my exact needs. So I see that we have lots and lots of questions. I know there's a lot of questions on the Community Hub, so we can definitely dig into that as well. I'm going to take just a second to have a sip of water, and then we are going to jump on right in. So now is a great time. If you have questions you haven't asked them yet, definitely go ahead and get them on in, and then in just a second we will jump into the Q&A.